Greetings, friends. I am here to take you through the basics of what is credit risk. Let's look at a typical 2-year bond. This is the time of investments, and every 6 months, you'll have interest payments, and at the end, you will have an interest payment and the return of principal which has been invested at this point. So, what is credit risk? The issuer or the bond that of the company that you have invested in, what is the probability or the likelihood of the company paying back interest at these points, and both interest and principal at this maturity date? If you reverse that, in technical terms, what is the probability of default or not paying by the company on each of these dates for the cash flows of interest and principal? That is called credit risk. Now, remember two things. One, from this point to this point, there is a period of 2 years. In the period of 2 years, a lot of things can change. The macroeconomic environment can change. The sector that the company operates can change. For example, tourism in today's coronavirus world, it's been hugely impacted. At the last level, the company fundamentals or something inside the company can change. So we have to anticipate, study, and model all of this to have the confidence to invest in this 2-year bond. Now, let's come to the other side of the table. I want to sell this 2-year bond rather than buy it or invest in it. So I go to the market and offer this bond to everybody to buy. There, the second problem arises, which is the seller of goods generally says, that my goods is of the best quality. But how does the buyer know? There is information asymmetry because of the details of the company, the happenings in the company, the knowledge of the person holding the buyer, holding the bond, and also detailed expertise in evaluating the bond. And that is why the market then turns to a third player. Uh, this third player, or what we call credit rating agencies, they prescribe or they offer a studied opinion on the quality of the issuer of the bond. Unlike the studied opinion which is given out in equities, let's say, target prices and for equity stocks, here, apart from being a studied opinion, it is almost as an umpire in cricket. Both the batting side and the fielding side have to listen to the umpire's decision. But the credit rating agencies in the bond market are somewhere in between a studied opinion and an umpire in cricket, because they have also gone wrong, they have also been mistaken, but on the whole, they are a third neutral party. Hence, the market trusts them. There is a competition among credit rating agencies. So, uh, one or two credit rating agencies studied opinion or rating rationale carries more weight than the others. But nevertheless, they are a third pillar of the bond market. So on that basis, the buyer and seller come to meet, agree on a yield or price, and do that transaction, buy or sell. That is the second pillar from a credit risk perspective. The third pillar in credit risk is the awareness that credit rating agencies can and do go wrong. And particularly, so credit rating agencies look at the issuer quality. They don't look at individual security types. Now, let me take the same 2-year bond and have a structure where there are no intervening cash flows or interest payments, and you invest at the beginning the principal, and you are paid back the amount of maturity along with interest. There is no intervening cash flows. From a credit risk perspective, the second bond is more risky than the first bond, because in the first bond, what happens at every interval, 6 months, the issuer gets tested as to the paying capacity, the cash flows, the financials, the workings, the revenues of the company. Here, between the start and the end date, the issuer does not get tested. The second type of bond is what is called a zero coupon bond, or also an MLD. And hence, the credit risk also arises in terms of the type of security. The types of securities vary. On the one hand, on the one extreme, you have pure debt securities, also called NCDs. On the other extreme, you have equity common class shares, which are highly risky. In between, you have various types of securities. One security we have discussed is an MLD. Another type of security you have is called a PTC, which is a pass-through certificate. So this is the basics of looking at credit risk from different perspectives and how it applies to the bond market and also debt mutual funds. Thank you, friends.